What happened? I lost that video. Oh my god. Sorry about that, guys. I lost that video. Sorry.
All right, there we go.
Sorry.
All right.
If I lost the video, sorry about that.
Oh man.
I think it's the network. Yeah.
And so, all right, we good though.
So you need to recap.
All right. So, all right. What did we start off with? We started off with expectations. We talked about process. We talked about communication.
Communication.
What was the other one?
Encourage, hype them.
Yeah, encouragement, hype man. And what else we talked about? Guidance and guidance during the act. And the last thing I was talking about is that I was saying that I wish that I could talk more so just tell men how important sex is to a woman as well, and that if this is like a secret that men it's weird that men really don't get, that if you please a woman, there's nothing she won't do for you. There's nothing she won't do for you. Like a woman is the backbone to everything. And I don't think a lot of men understand that. Like when I see, like for instance, when I see a successful man, I instantly start looking for. There's a woman behind him. There's a woman that helped put that together. Like he ain't the one. So even though you see a successful man, I guarantee you, there's a woman behind that success.
Yeah.
And so if men can focus more on, like, now let me say, I'm not saying that the woman shouldn't please the man. I'm just talking about the importance of, if you can please a woman overall, from just how you treat her emotionally, and then at the same time, if you can treat her good in the bedroom, oh my God, there's nothing she won't do.
Yeah.
And so
that's true.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm just speaking from my experience of just talking to women on that side of the world. Now, I'm not just talking about Nigeria, but I'm talking about London. I'm talking about China, Russia, all that. It seems that when I talk to women on that side of the world, it's always that the man ain't trying to please me, and so I don't know. That just might be my conversations, but I don't know. But that is what I hear a lot for that side of the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, so for the men that's on here, I just want to encourage you. If you can please her emotionally and sexually, there's nothing she won't do for you. She will turn you into a millionaire.
Ask Lush.
and so, I'm telling you, man. But what else? What else I wanted to leave you guys with to get back on topic? But yeah, for instance, like matter of fact, I shared this one experience. And so, for instance, like before I got married, like when it came to oral sex, like I have never got an orgasm to do with oral sex. Never, ever, ever, ever. It's just that I had gotten it before. Let me say this, because y'all know me for promoting sex leading to marriage. I'm talking about before I got saved. I'm talking about my old sexual life. But oral sex was just something I never got an orgasm from. Yeah. But once I got married, I had to walk my wife through that, and boom, it happened. Praise the Lord, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Wow.
But I had to walk her through it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is that, so everything I'm sharing with you is things I have practiced and things I have to do. And so I'm not just talking. And so, like I said, but it takes two. Both of you have to be willing to communicate and understand there's a process. And in the midst of that, you got to guide them. Guide them. That's very important. And so you can come up with, I don't know, some people got little weird words. Like they got like one word. Like I use the example like right there. You can say, I don't know, your word could be baby. You hitting it, or I don't know, you can have a little pet word, like a little word, like that's it right there. So with the point I'm saying is, so with that, if you set up like a secret word, or like a word that they can be able to say, oh, that's it right there, they can know that they hit the spot. And so, but either way, that's up to you. What else? So yeah, is there any questions so far?
We lost the questions, guys. If you have any questions, this is the time to send them. Send to the question.
I see somebody said our Nigerian men don't explore. And I think that
really?
Huh?
No, I said really.
No, I'm just reading what she said.
I think I disagree. I think it's the women that don't explore.
We got so many secret words.
Mm-hmm. They do. I think it's the women.
I don't know. See, so this is my I just don't believe that every man. I just don't believe every man in Nigeria is the same. I don't believe that. I think that now let me see. If are you going to, like, even in America, you are not going to find like 90% of the men in America that want to please a woman. That is not the case. Like, we're talking about a man issue here. So we're not just talking about a Nigerian man issue. We're talking about a man issue. Like, every man is not necessarily thinking about, like, oh, let me make sure that she get her orgasm first. Every man not thinking like that. Every man. Yeah. And so I be like, so let me tell you that now. And so this is why it's good to have conversations. If you're not married on here, I would really, like, at some point, I'm talking about once you find out that you believe this person is the one, and you believe that things are going to go to the next step, it's okay to begin to have sex conversations before marriage. I ain't saying go have sex. I'm not telling you to have sex before marriage. I'm telling you to have those conversations so that you can begin to know who you're dealing with. And it's really boiled down to, do they have a heart to want to please you? It's that simple. And if they are a believer, the Bible even encourages you to bring pleasure to your wife, to bring joy to your wife. And so like, if you are a believer, that is actually a duty of yours as a man. It's the same thing for women to the man as well.
Sorry?
I dated a Nigerian man. He didn't believe in giving or receiving oral, nor was he attentive to my body.
So what do you do in situations like that, Idris?
Yeah, in that situation, I think you just gotta accept who you're dealing with. And the good part about dating is that, as you said, I dated, and so that's the good part about dating. Ask questions, and you gotta know, like, you have a cutoff point, meaning, like, know what you're willing to accept, know what you're not willing to accept. If he tells you that he's not going to have oral sex is important to you, and you feel like you don't want to go your life without oral sex, then it's okay to move on. It's okay.
Questions, guys? Idris, this one. What happens if my partner have a high libido, the higher libido, like higher sex drive?
They hire who?
Yeah.
Oh, they saying, what if my partner has a high sex drive?
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with having a high sex drive, but I think that
like he wants it all the time, and you're not ready.
All the time. And so let's define what is all the time. What is all the time, meaning, like, is all the time 3 times a day? Is all the time just every day? Like, what is all the time? And so, like, everybody different. Like I do believe that some stuff can be abusive. Just like if you want to have sex 5 times a day, I do think that's a lot. but and so what is? But it's like, what is a lot? And then at the same time, obviously that person can't. I ain't gonna say that. I would think that that person is not enjoying sex, because if you was enjoying sex, you would want to have sex. You wouldn't mind having that much sex if you was enjoying sex.
Yeah.
And so so really now the conversation should be to your spouse. You should be talking to your spouse about how can you enjoy sex. All right, so it's like this. So your man want to have sex all the time. Okay, baby, you want to have sex all the time? That's fine. But we need to start having a conversation about how I can enjoy it.
Okay.
And at the same time, it's a way to say that. I'm not saying be hard. I ain't saying be harsh and be like, oh, I'm just not enjoying sex. I don't want to have sex with you. No, just start an argument. And so you say something like, baby, I understand you want to have sex a lot, but I would like to, but I don't always enjoy it. Not that you're not good. See, this is the encouragement part. You got to encourage them. And but I would love, this is where you play on words. You would say, I would love to have sex with you a lot, but I would like to enjoy it more myself. Can we begin to talk about the things I enjoy? And that's how you bring that conversation up. Because it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Go. Are you reading the questions? Please send the questions to the question box, because we might miss your questions. If it goes up, we might miss your questions.
About the sexual fantasies and live to prefer to get side chick who can do. All right, so I'm reading his question. He said, but most Nigerian men find it very difficult to talk to their partners about their sexual fantasy, and lives to prefer to get side chick who can do those things with fantasies about. And so I think now that's not just a Nigerian thing. Like that happens in America too. Meaning, like, you always hear about the side chick. The side chick is willing to do all the fantasy stuff and things like that. And so at my church we call it keeping it fresh. This is why, once again, communication. You need to if you want to do whatever your little side chick is willing to do. I guarantee you, if the woman loves you, she's willing to do that stuff too. So, but it's all about how you make the woman feel. Like, how you make your woman feel. If you are pleasing your woman, I ain't just talking about sex right now, but if you are meeting her emotionally, she's willing to do all that little fantasy stuff with you.
Yeah.
Right. And so my thing, so you don't have to get a side chick to I guess have your fantasies met. You can have your fantasies met with your wife. You just got to make sure that you're pleasing her. And a lot of times you know what it is though? A lot of times women want acknowledgement. Women love acknowledgement. Acknowledge her. Acknowledge her beauty. Acknowledge who she is to you. Acknowledge who she has helped you to become. So the reality of it is that any man that's great, he's only great because a woman helped him to be great. And so I would encourage you to start feeding her love language. And now everybody's love language is different. So I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with the 5 love languages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I would start, if you start feeding your wife love language, she is going, all those fantasies that you having, bro, she's going to tap into those things. She won't mind doing those things with you. And so it's really, it's like this. A woman really is an incubator. Like when they say what you give a woman is what you get back, and that is so true. If you give her what she wants, there's nothing she won't do. Bro, if you give her everything she wants, she will meet you at the door on her knees saying, baby, come on. Like, she will blow you down.
Idris.
All right, so what do you do when your partner starts to tell you to invite another girl in the name of spicing up your sex life. I don't agree with that. So I think that's more of that's a personal issue. Because my question to them would be is why is your spouse not enough? Why like that's some old other stuff, because if your spouse, think about this. I want you to sit back and think about this. You're having sex, so what are you trying to do? You're trying to get one orgasm, one. So why do I gotta? So why do you gotta put your thing in multiple people to get one orgasm? Like you're trying to get one orgasm. Ain't like you gonna get one from her, then get another one. Like, I mean, that's possible, but what I'm saying is that you're chasing one feeling. One person is enough. All right, and so what do you do in situations of sexual incompatibility? Partner has a high, and you're moved out the country, and you know your partner cannot easily do without sex. Now that's a difficult situation right there. Meaning, like if your partner has a high sex drive and they move out the country, that they kind of set themselves up for failure. And so it's like that's something you got to sit back and think about before that happens. I mean, like that don't make sense. That's a silly move. You got this high sex drive, but you move away from the person you got sex with. That makes no sense at all. That's setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Sexual incompatibility. I don't know what that question means. All right. Men need to understand their partner's body. Yeah, I talked about that. The love language should start all day and finally into the bedroom. Now, I do agree with that, but at the same time, at the same time, the women need to be meeting the man's love language as well. And so this is why I tell women all the time, men are attracted to praise. Like, if you praise a man, like, you might want to write that down. Like, seriously though, like, men are attracted to praise. I promise you, if
men
you
are
praise
what?
him, men are attracted to praise. Right? Praise,
okay.
Like how you praise them, like that's the quality. That's the God quality in us. Like how God says that he's drawn to the praises of his people.
Yeah.
Like how like women have certain qualities of God and men have certain qualities of God. Now the praise part is that we get that from God. If you praise a man for dancing well every day, I promise you, he'll come in dancing every day. He wants to praise. So, and this is why I be telling women, like, all right, I don't know about over there, but in America, this is why I be telling women, stop praising him for sex. If sex is not the thing that you only want, if sex is not the only thing you want, stop praising him for sex. He's praising you. He keep offering you sex because you keep praising sex. Maybe you need to start praising him for having good character. If you praise him, whatever you praise is what he's going to become. I guarantee you, we as men, we chase praise. And so a lot of times, these little side chicks that be creeping in, a lot of times these side chicks just know how to praise the man. That's it. That's all. He's not even necessarily he's not chasing the sex. He's chasing that little side chick just knows how to praise the man. That's it. I guarantee you. It's not even about the sex. It's more about the praise.
Yeah. Mm.
All right, let's see.
Imelda Cheesy.
Huh?
Are you seeing her question?
Yeah, I'm trying to read different. I'm saying this regards to the part where you said being far from your sexual driven spouse doesn't make sense. I don't know what you mean by that, but
like the other, like gay or something. On your day, I don't understand. Maybe be attributed sexual preference in reference to We're talking about a man and a woman right now, not other sex.
And somebody's, I'm trying to say, it says, why is it that a woman can't give her man a blowjob even when he may be at the process comes in her mouth? She feels disgusted about it. Why is it so? Are you saying, like, why does a woman feel disgusted if a man comes in the woman's mouth? I don't fully understand your question.
Me too.
What is the best words to use by couples when communicating about their sex life, especially if one of them is incapable? What's some of the best words? I think you gotta know you gotta know your spouse. And like I said, encouragement. Like, think about this. Think about how would you want somebody to talk to you. All right, think about this. If you knew your sex was bad, how would you want somebody to talk to you? Would you want them to just come off and say, your sex is bad? Or would you want them to just say, or walk, or more so just take the approach of, sometimes you got to praise people. You stroke their ego and then say it. Like, that's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you got to stroke people's ego and then say how you really feel. Because the least the praise part will be in the front first. You understand what I'm saying? Stroke their ego first, praise them first, and then say what you need to say. So that way it just doesn't come off that you just trying to beat them down. Because if you just tell people all about the bad, they're gonna think, oh, you think terrible of me. But if you tell them that you love them, you appreciate them, you pray, however way you want to praise them, make sure you say that first and then say what you need to say.
And still going back to the high drive for sex thing. If you have a partner that has a high drive for sex and you don't, do you think we're incompatible?
No, I don't think you're incompatible. I think, like I said before, you need to start talking to your spouse about how can you enjoy sex. This is not a matter of you can't have sex a lot. This is the matter of that you're just not enjoying it. If you think about this, if you enjoy something, you're gonna want to do it all the time if you really enjoy it. And so the problem is that you're not enjoying it. So this is why I'm telling you that you need to talk to your spouse about how can you enjoy it. That's what this really boils down to.
What if the spouse don't know what to do?
If they don't know what to do, let's go back to what we said before. Communicate.
Okay.
You better pull out. So if they are willing to listen to you, you better be ready to say right there. you better be prepared to say right there, there, baby, right there. And so you better be ready to guide them. And so,
what if you and your spouse view sex different? How do you mean? Kimberly, Michael.
If you and your spouse view sex differently?
Differently, yeah.
And so I guess that really depends on how differently do you see it. Like, I don't know, like how different can you see it? Like, I guess when I think about that question, it makes me think, do you see it as more intimate? Like, for instance, I give you an example. Some people like it rough. Some people like it more intimate. Is that like? Are you saying that? Like, I'm not sure. Like you got to break down what is different. What is different to you?
Okay. Somebody's saying, what if it's the size that's the problem, but he's a great man?
Size. And so now this is a funny question because like most women I talk to, like if there's 20 women in the room, I would guarantee you, I would say 18 of the women would say size don't matter. Probably 2 would probably say size matter. But think about this: if you love, matter of fact, I seen this funny meme. It said his 4 inches felt like 8 because I loved him. But no, but like from talking to women, I realized that size really don't matter. If like think about it, if you really love that man, you ain't thinking about size. If you are really in love with that man, like size ain't gonna matter. And so that's just me had talked to thousands of women. And so that's why a lot of y'all laughing. Like I wish I could find that meme. It said his 4 inches felt like 8 because I loved him. And so, but that's real for some people. And so, sex is mental. Sex is really mental. It's more mental.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there are other ways to compensate for size. It really is.
You tell us that. You tell us.
And so, sex is more mental. It really is. Like, as a woman, a lot of y'all know that. Work with it and make it bigger.
But what if it's big and
I think at the same time, but no, that's really point back to this. But like if you're thinking about size, that means that you are still connected to an old sex partner, because you are in a new relationship, but you want to relive a certain moment you had with somebody else. That's what that's really about. You want that person to make how that other person made you feel. You now want your new spouse to make you feel that way. What you need to do is you need to disconnect yourself from that. You need to break that soul tie. You need to really cut that. You need to pray about that and cut that off. And so that really is a prayer. That really is something you got to pray about. Like you really do, because the reality of it is that every person you had sex with, you probably gonna be comparing them to that, and that's unfair. That's Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, there we go. We back. And so, but disconnect totally the same. Yeah, see, there's people here saying size don't matter. It really doesn't matter. You telling me you gonna walk away from a man that really loves you for size? You're not. All right. All right. Let's see. All right. You got more questions?
Yeah.
Well, it says, why do men still cheat? Why do men cheat despite the man confessing how good you are? What else does he want? I think that why do men still cheat? That's a personal issue. That's a greed issue. That's a greed thing, because a lot of times most men, if you haven't, like I tell men all the time, you shouldn't date or get married if you haven't conquered that part of yourself, that self-control, that greed. A lot of men deal with these two things: lust and greed. Lust and greed. Sometimes you can be a good woman, but you're just with a man that got a lust and greed problem. And so until he knows how to get control of that, he shouldn't be dating. Shouldn't be he shouldn't be dating. Somebody said it's not the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog.
Explain.
Oh man. And so it's not the dog. I give it this. What they saying is that like sometimes like I hear other women say it's not the size, it's the wave in the ocean. Oh man, but no, but like I'm telling you, sex is mentally. It's all about how you feel. If you have a real connection with that person and you really love that person, performance. We're talking about performance here. Performance goes out the door. And when you really love somebody, performance goes out the door. And then at the same time, once again, with sex, what do you want? You want an orgasm. So if that person's sex can't give you an orgasm, then y'all need to like you can always start practicing oral sex. Like you're chasing that. What you want is an orgasm. Does it really matter how it comes? Like, oh, I want your penis to give me an orgasm. Like oral sex. You can have an orgasm through oral sex, and you can walk them through that. But either way, this whole thing is about walking people through it. The most important thing I need y'all to leave with on this live is that you got to teach them, you got to guide them, you got to walk with them. I understand it's a process. You're not just going to just meet somebody with amazing sex. That's not going to just happen.
Yeah.
Everything has a process. When I say everything has a process, if you want to go get a cup of water, that's a process. You got to get up, go get the glass, pour the water. Everything has a process in life. And that's why I need y'all to understand. Everything has a process. And so a lot of times we hate the process. If we be honest with you, we hate the process. But if you hate the process, then you're going to live a frustrated life. So the best thing I can do is that fall in love with the process, enjoy the process, and you're going to get what you're looking for.
Patience, right?
Yeah. And so, let me see what else.
More questions.
We're really going to feel the sex and the connection there. Men cheat because of lack of self-control and greed. Yep.
And greed.
And so I hope I help. I'm hoping I'm helping y'all.
Yeah. So another question: what do you do when you're in love and you're not sexually compatible? I think you've treated that, right?
Yeah, I kind of did. Like I said, if you're in love but not sexually compatible, that like I said, if you're really in love, if you are really in love, you'll be happy with the touch of that person. Because, like I said, when you're in love...
Sorry, I want to find out, love and sex, are they the same thing?
Love and sex? Sex is an expression of love. That's all that... Like, sex comes... Like, sex... Like, for instance, like, when you love, you want to produce. Like, that's what... If I learned anything in marriage, when you love somebody, you want to produce. And think about it. God loved us, so he created us. So he produced us because he loved us. And so, think about it. God loves us so much, he doesn't call us to perform. Love does not require you to perform.
Yeah.
And so, performance goes out the door. When you love somebody, performance goes out the door. I'm talking about real love. Unconditional. Matter of fact, let me just say this. This is a difference. There's a difference between unconditional love and conditional love. There's a big difference. Either it's unconditional or it's conditional.
Okay. Somebody's saying that sex is physical, love is emotional.
Sex is physical. Love is not an emotion. If love is if love is the emotion, that means that love can go up and emotions come and they go. Emotions come and go.
Okay.
And so love is unconditional. Think about this. God loves us unconditionally. All of us, we all desire unconditional love. All of us. And so if God loved us according to conditions, a lot of us wouldn't even wake up. We'd be dead if God loved us to if love was emotional, a lot of us wouldn't be alive because God would be like, I ain't feeling y'all. And so that's what I'm saying. So love, there's a difference between unconditional love and conditional love. So the reality of this, what do you want?
Yeah.
I think everybody on here.
Yeah.
I think everybody on here can agree. I think everybody on here desires unconditional love. And so
some people are saying love is emotional, and some are saying love is not emotional.
Love is. Think about it. We talk about two different things here. Emotions come and they go. Emotions come and go.
Okay.
If love is emotion, like think about it. Emotions, they come and they leave, right? Y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
And so if it leaves, that means that love. If love is emotional, that means love can leave.
So, but love can leave, right?
Is it
like I see people say, I fell out of love, that kind of thing.
A lot of people never reach a place of unconditional love. Like we're talking about unconditional love. Unconditional love is not connected to emotions. And so, like what? Let's just say the Bible. The Bible calls us to love people unconditionally, not connected to emotions. Unconditional love is that somebody can spit in your face, but you still still choose to want the best for them. That's unconditional love. And so if we keep on thinking that love is the emotion, then we have a wrong definition of love.
I need to add, I don't even know how to do this. Somebody wants us to add him to explain why love is emotional.
But hey, we can have the discussion. But we talk about two different things here.
I'm trying to see. Can you ask two people here?
Look,
okay.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I did it.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hi, Idris. Hi, how are you?
Hey, man.
Okay, I just bumped into the whole conversation, right? And here's the thing, right? I hear you when you say love is unconditional, right? But I think that is it's really, really vague when you say that. And now I'm not trying to come from the non-spiritual angle. I'm trying to come from the realist angle, right? Even as a spouse, even if you have a husband, right? I put it to you that you can't actually love your husband every day. There are some days you want to kill him. There's some days you're so pissed off with him. There's some days you just don't want to see him around. I'm being honest with you, right? Now, I know you would say that under the umbrella of unconditional love, you will still love him but go back. But you see, it fluctuates, right? That's why I say love is emotional. Sex can be plain physical with no love or emotions attached. So I do not like when they say sex, when people use sex as a function of love. Sex should be the last thing to use, last variable to be used as a function of love. You know why? Anytime they can have sex. Sex solely is for reproduction, not for love. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I believe I see where you're coming from. But, like you're saying like when you're saying like when you're in a relationship with somebody, when you're married to somebody, you're saying that it can be emotional. One day I'm feeling you, another day I'm not feeling you, right?
That's why I always tell people I don't marry. I would never get married for love, right? I get married for I know love. I know people say, oh, they're in love, but I'm a psychologist, right? And when I counsel people, I say, you know what? Can you tolerate this person? Can you tolerate this person? Do you see yourself tolerating this person for X amount of years before love? Because it's not every day you're going to love somebody. I can put that to you.
What exactly is love, DJ Bigan?
I mean, love is life, because, I mean, love is you being what's the word now? It's patient. Love is kind. Love is tolerant. Love is all the good things that is hard to see with another person. You know what I'm saying? Love is just you. For lack of a better word, I don't want to say being
all of those things make up love, right?
I think at the same, but it depends. Now this really depends on your morals and your values. Like for instance, like God wouldn't tell us to love unconditionally if we couldn't love unconditionally. That would mean that He just called us. Even God was upset with us at one point in time. God was angry with us. So right, you see, it's very. God was angry with us, wasn't He? I never said if you love somebody, I never said you wouldn't get angry with them. But it's about still. Unconditional love is I still want the best. I can be angry with you, but still want the best for you because of love is a decision. Like it's a decision that I made. Unconditional love is a decision that no matter what you do, I'm going to keep loving you.
It's almost like if a wife and a husband are fighting, but the wife still makes food for him because she loves him. Like, I know I'm upset with you, but you know I'm not going to make you hungry. I'm not going to see you hungry, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. Maybe you're right on that, right? But where I clocked in was when I saw sex being used as a function of love. Never can it be used as a function of love. Never.
No, I think love.
Sex is an expression.
Expression. Thank you very much. But
that's what he said.
People tend to think that sex can be used to. It's almost like when a girl wants to show a guy she loves him, she uses sex. Yeah. Most people do that, you know.
Yeah, the mistake people make is people try to make love. You can't make love. Like there's no such thing as make. Like I'm saying, but what you're speaking of, like some people make love. Like some people think that sex will get them love. That will never happen.
That's exactly what I'm saying. A lot of people
sex will never get you love. And so, but then we're talking about it. And so this, let me ask you this: do you desire unconditional love?
To be honest with you, I'm not the right person to ask for this because the way I think is very warped.
No, it's a simple question. Do you desire unconditional love?
No.
How can you not know?
I require loyalty, to be honest with you.
Everybody deserves unconditional love.
No, Lush. It's not going to do anything for me. Do you know what I'm saying? I know I sound stupid and weird, but I'm that anomaly. What is it going to do for me? When you say unconditional love, I don't even believe in it. I don't believe that people can just... I believe people are bound to change. The moment there's something that can trigger you from that will make you stop loving me or stop liking me, and you don't have to act like you still like me or love me. So I'm a very weird person to talk about that. Like, I don't believe in that, but it's cool. It's good.
And so you don't believe in unconditional love?
No.
But you believe in loyalty, but you don't believe in unconditional love?
Yes.
You don't believe in unconditional love because...
I don't believe in unconditional love, not because it doesn't exist, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like everything expires.
Right,
I feel like
that's a lie.
Somebody is saying unconditional love does not exist.
It's very hard to see.
So to say unconditional love doesn't exist is to say God doesn't exist.
That God doesn't exist? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's only God. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because now you say unconditional love. How many people on this life can actually beat their chest? And I'll tell you what unconditional love is.
Everybody, like you got to be intentional. Everybody is not going to tap into unconditional love. That's a matter of you and your relationship with God. If you got a relationship with God, you can tap into unconditional love because He lives inside of you. That's the whole Bible is about That whole Bible is about allowing Him to get inside of you and live through you. His thing is you can't do it, but I can do it through you. You can't do it within yourself. That's what the whole Bible is really about. I'm going to come live inside of you and live through you. And because I'm going to live through you, I'm going to show you I can love you, that I can love unconditionally through you.
Yeah.
And so, no, within ourselves, we can't. But with him, we can. And so God would never, ever, ever, God would never call us to something that we cannot do. So then that would just be abusive. That would make him an abusive guy. Why would you tell me to love unconditionally if I can't do it?
Yeah.
I can't hear him. He's talking, but I can't hear him.
Vegan, are you talking? Are you saying something?
He lost it.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is that this really boils down to a belief system. Why would God tell us to love unconditional if we could not love unconditional? He said, please add him back. Are you adding back?
Yeah.
Let me reply that question, right? Why would the Bible say we should have faith? If you have faith, you would move mountains. Have you seen anybody move mountains?
You talking about pick up an actual mountain?
Yeah. When the Bible tells you if you have faith, like 100% faith, you will move a mountain. Now that's not metaphorical. That's not figurative. That is you telling you could actually do that. I mean, the Bible will tell you things. Will tell you the Bible wants you to be the best of yourself, right? The Bible wants you to live the best of your godly self as you can. It's not saying it's actually possible.
Right. He said, like they just said, the mountain is not physical. It's about, this is more of a faith move than it is a physical move.
That is unconditional love. Unconditional love is very hard. It's not.
Right. It's hard for man. Like what I'm saying is, like, I go back to my first point. God said, "I will come and live inside of you, and I will do it." You can't do it. He has to come inside to do it.
You see this unconditional love. Let me give you a clear example, right? Especially in 21st century, especially in this generation, I feel like you're looking for a needle in a haystack. You know what I'm saying? Like you're looking for a red rice in a bag of white rice. It's highly impossible. So you see a girl who is with this guy.
So you telling me?
I'm being honest with you, bro. Idris, like that's, and she'll tell you. Allah should tell you. It's very hard. So when you say unconditional love, we're speaking like I think we're speaking from the scrolls of archaic scrolls that doesn't exist. You know, it's
right, so like, you believe a woman could not love you? Believe there's no woman that can love you unconditionally?
No, but you see, unconditionally. That word,
yes.
Unconditionally. They have not been presented with scenarios for that unconditional love to be tested. So everybody can say, I can love you unconditionally. Everybody can say, I can love you unconditionally. They can see themselves loving you unconditionally. I can see myself loving a woman or loving my wife unconditionally because I know no better. But when the situation is presented,
right.
Then
think about it. But that's where we go back to. That's where we go back to. God says, when you are in the midst of something, I'm going to help you. This is why in the Bible he says you're going to be in the fire, but don't get burnt. He says you're going to be in the river, but not get wet. What he's saying is that you're going to be in some difficult things, but I'm going to get you through it. Me living inside of you, and so, but you can't be afraid of a situation coming up. And so that's what I'm saying. So then you're saying that situation is bigger than God. There's no situation in this lifetime that's bigger than him. His thing is, you got to allow me in, and I'm going to live through you and show you that you can overcome this. Now, he would not think about it. He said, like the word of God says, that we are overcomers. How can you ever overcome something if you don't want to face nothing? You will never know that you are overcoming if you are afraid to face something.
True.
And so what I'm saying is that So what you're dealing with is like you're thinking about things that could possibly happen. You can't be afraid of the image of it. That image is not bigger than God. And this is where the scripture comes into play. You'll be able to move a mountain if you speak to it with me. There's no situation big enough for God. There's no situation that can come in your life, your love life, your relationship life that God cannot handle.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you because I'm
if you let him, begin. That's the thing that Idris is trying to say. If you let him, do you get? Most times you don't let him.
Well, it's not like you don't. It's not like you don't let him.
Sometimes you don't let him because you make that decision to be like, oh, I'm not gonna go ahead with this relationship, in as much as it hurts, yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's all about you letting God handle the situation. If you know God, you will know that you can actually deal with this situation. So yes, I believe in unconditional love.
You see, I've been
that's just it though. This is a belief issue. That's what this is. But the thing about it is that this is a belief issue. Yeah. And so what I'm saying is, either you believe or you don't believe. But if you
there's something you stand so strong, like you will now say, okay, like Big N, you will say, okay, I believe so strongly in probably Buhari to change Nigeria. You know, that kind of thing, that you have this confidence in Buhari to change Nigeria. It's the same thing saying that I believe in God in this situation.
I don't put my trust in men. I can believe in God, but as long as you're born of the flesh, I can't hold. There's that 1% that I might be a pessimist, but there's that 1% that I know that is possible. It's very possible to fail.
Nobody is doubting that at all. But then again, I said nobody is doubting that at all. Like even the preachers, we see them, their marriages, they break up and all of that. But then again, it's all about personalities and their beliefs.
No problem, sir. I hear you guys out. I hear you, but I hear you, but
it's a belief. This really
start believing it. It's possible.
Well, I want you to think about this. We're talking about God, the one who made the sun, the moon, the stars, the one that the moon that sits in the moon that you see every night. He holds that up. You think there's nothing he cannot handle, and his thing is, I'm going to come and live inside of you. And so now think about it. You got the God of the sun, the moon, the stars living inside of you. It's nothing is impossible, and that's the only thing he needs is for you to believe. And so what the enemy got you at is that place where I don't believe. And so long as you stay in that place, I don't believe, you'll never be able to experience what we're talking about because you don't believe.
Yeah.
Okay, let me not go too deep because I can literally flaw that theory, but it's fine. You see, you believe, right? Does this apply to every single thing in life?
You gotta believe. You got belief. Like belief is think about this. I give you a prime example. Like let's just say most people I talk to, they want to keep themselves into marriage to have sex. But the problem is they don't believe that they're going to find somebody. And so because they don't believe they're going to find somebody, they compromise. Every compromise you have in your life is because of your belief system. Your belief system dictates everything.
True. You move by the knowledge. You can't know better. Yeah, true. So it's your belief,
So everything is wrapped around what you believe. What you believe. Either you believe you can do it, or believe you can't. But either way, it's true. If you believe you can't, you can't. If you believe you can, you can.
Yeah.
So are there people that have believed that they can and fail?
That's life, though.
Yeah.
But think about it. Every successful person got failures in their story. Every successful person. You ain't gonna find somebody that just became successful out of it.
So why do I tell somebody? Why do I preach believe when I can? I'm not trying to be a devil of this line. Why do I preach believe when I can actually preach reality and tell people Be ready for the worst. Hope for the best, but be ready for the worst.
My thing, you can believe, but be prepared to do the work.
Yeah. Process.
Okay, that's the middle ground. All right, cool. That's good.
Like this work, like I'm not. You're not just gonna. Let me say this. You're not just going to just stumble into unconditional love, because we come from emotional. We are emotional. Like think about it. Here it is that we get in relationship with God, but like let's just say somebody is 21. You went 21 years without being in a relationship with God, and now you get in a relationship with God. So now I'm used to being emotional, but now I got this God. Now I have God living inside of me that says that you can reach a place of unconditional love, but that it takes practice. And this is why Jesus says, "Practice my word. Practice my word." That's in the Bible. Practice my word. Think about it. Jordan didn't become good because it takes practice to become good at something. But if you never practice unconditional love, you're not going to never reach that place.
I hear you.
And so
I see a big tweet here, Lush, saying dealing with sexual incompatibility, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Is that between spouses, right?
Yeah.
So I want to chip in something real quick. This can easily be fixed. It's not a groundswell, because a lot of people just end their relationship, find themselves cheating or whatnot. But this is very easy to be fixed. I think we can talk about this. But I mean, to be honest with you, I don't want to seem like the devil here, but I've seen it work for people who have explained this to me. I have a friend who married a girl, and she probably was clueless. Well, I won't say clueless, but she married her off the bat, like really, like she hadn't had no experience sexually. And this is a guy who is Idris. We call them like guys about town. These guys have been everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So these guys are, for lack of a better word, he's a retired player, right?
Got you.
And he's done everything. Were you?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So he finds it hard because the girl checks every list, right? Every checkbox. She's this, she's that, she's that, she's that. But that's the only problem he has. And he finds himself creeping just because of this, right?
Right.
Now, I say to him, okay, so what do you want to do? How long do you want to creep? Because if you keep on creeping, you're going to bring something to the house. You're going to probably get some girl pregnant outside, and it's going to escalate the whole thing and just probably end it faster than you're trying to. Because he was like, oh, he can't keep up doing like that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, look, there's sexual therapy, right? Both of you need to watch porn. Now, I might sound stupid, but both of you need to watch porn together. Do you know what I'm saying? She needs to explore her body. Guess what? I'm not joking with you. This is 2 years.
Weekend.
Wait, Lush. 1 month a week.
No porn here, please.
I know, but I'm just telling you because we all feel like there's one route to the answer, but there are different roads that lead to the market. I'm being honest with you. And guess what? These guys, till tomorrow, when they see me, I feel shy. They make me shy now. This is people who couldn't even explore themselves sexually. I feel shy because, like, man, bro, so must it always be biblical that some things are just physical? Like, as a therapist, I would explain to you, explore each other's body, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys, look at sexual education. Well, we say sexual education pamphlets. It's still porn. Do you know what I'm saying? But now, a lot of people might not agree with that, but guess what? This is 2 years on, and they're good.
Right. But
explain to me the downs and the ups of that, please.
Well, the thing about that is, like, when you're looking at porn, you send people into fantasy. And so a lot of times, like, if you're a man, if you come from a background having sex with a lot of women, you can agree with there's the times where you had sex with a certain woman, but you was thinking about somebody else. It happened before, right? You ever experienced that?
Oh, it happened, yeah, but not all the time, though. Not all the time.
But
no, I'm serious.
Right, and so that's what happens when we start watching porn. He might be thinking about the chick on the porn and not even necessarily thinking about his wife. and thinking about the girl. And so what's getting him off is more of the chick what he's seen on porn than his wife is. And so now you sent him off into this fantasy world, and he's not even really enjoying his wife. He's enjoying the image in his head of the porn that he's seen. And you know that as a man, if anybody that used to be a player, anybody that has sex with over 10 women in their life knows what I'm saying. Like you just agreed to. That we are able to have sex with somebody and think about a whole other woman or think about a porn scene and get off. You laughing because you know it's true. You know
I hear you.
That's why you laughing.
I'm listening.
So that's unfair. That's unfair to his wife. It's unfair to him. God called him to enjoy his wife, and this is where this is what we was talking about. You learn. You talk to your spouse. You are able. You can teach people how to have sex with you. And so
do you know it was this method was used. He tried to explain to the wife different areas how he likes it and how he thinks should be done and stuff.
Right.
But it didn't work.
Patience.
I think
how long was that process? How long was that process really?
Because men are moved by their id. I can tell you there wasn't more than 3 weeks or a month. He wanted instant results, and he probably didn't get the instant results. Right?
That's what we talked about earlier on this. Like you said, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And so that's what I'm saying. That's where the patience come into play. Yeah. That's why I said
3 weeks is 3 weeks of him not looking outside, because he probably was doing that before, and he's like, yo, Big Ant, what's going on? Because I did tell him, I said, speak to the woman. Explain to her.
You think that they will rely on porn for the rest of their
No, that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. You can teach somebody how to drive. You can that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that was material. That was essential reading material for them, right? I mean, it's like you going through a book. You read the book. You don't need to go through that book again. Or it's like you learning how to drive. Nobody's going to teach you how to drive again. It becomes second hand for you, right? It becomes second notion. So at the end of the day, if that's what they've learned from it, all right, close your phone, go and burn all your DVDs. You should unsubscribe from everything, because you already know how it is. You already know how to do it. But like you said, some people here are saying it's a no-no. Many people here are saying it's a no-no. But I'm just saying, I saw this dealing with sexual incompatibility, and I wanted to get your opinion, Idris especially, because I have a lot of people who are going through this problem. A lot. Yeah. A whole lot of them.
Like one of the first things I talked about was the expectations. Like he had an expectation. Obviously, he was disappointed. And so this is why I say it's going to take communication, and it's going to take a process. Everything in life has a process, but we can't put a number on how long the process is going to take. Like what we do is we be like, all right, if this don't work by then I'm out. Sometimes the process takes longer than what you think it's going to take. Like if I want abs, and I say I'm going to give myself 4 weeks to get some abs, and I do sit-ups every day, there's no guarantee that I'm going to get abs in 4 weeks. Sometimes the process is going to take longer than what I think it is. And so the problem is we give up. We give up too soon. And so that's what I'm saying. So if things are getting better slowly, then I'm on the right path. And so that's what I'm saying. We've been programmed to think that we are just going to get what we want, when we want, however we want, just like that. It's not going to happen.
Microwave system. Yeah.
But we've been trained to think that way, and especially in today's time. Think about it. I don't know about over there, but here in America, we don't wait for nothing. Like there's nothing we wait for. There's nothing I don't wait for. If I order something, I'm getting it today. Everything. I can speak to the lights. Lights turn on. Everything is catered to me right now. And we don't realize that has creeped into our life. Like we don't wait for nothing. We don't wait for nothing. We're impatient. Hate the process. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're impatient. And so that's not fair. But that's not fair. It's not fair to your relationship. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your spouse.
For the people that this doesn't work for, what do you say? Because I mean, this is you telling the guy, explore yourself, teach her, blah blah blah. What happens if it doesn't work out?
I guarantee it will work out. There's no way.
No, but I'm telling you that. This is me telling you that it hasn't worked out for some people I know, though.
But you just said it. It went 3 weeks, and he gave up. Like he felt like, oh, this ain't working. It's been 3 weeks. The process takes longer sometimes.
Because sex is not supposed to be work. When it becomes a chore.
Wait. You just said something. You just said sex isn't supposed to be work. Who told you that?
It's not supposed to be a chore. Maybe not work.
But who told you that?
Why should it be a chore? Why?
But who told you sex wasn't work? Like you never. Like what I'm saying.
Really, that's my own perception. It shouldn't be so scientific.
But your own perspective is not truth. It's your perspective, but it's not truth.
I know it's personal, but what is? And I believe that for many other guys, they feel the same way.
But that's what I want to point out to you. Your perspective is not truth. But so my thing is,
what is the truth? What is the truth?
If somebody don't meet your perspective, you are disappointed. But that's your perspective.
Your wife needs to tell you how she can come, right?
Yeah.
Idris, I'm asking. So not Idris, Big N.
Mhm.
Like you don't just go in and come out.
I know that. But what I'm saying is,
your wife needs to guide you through how she can come. That's work.
But that's
right?
not second nature, especially if you guys have good sex life. She doesn't need to tell. I say that becomes second nature if you guys have a good sex life. She doesn't need to tell you anything. You probably know how to make her come.
But what if you don't know? She's gonna.
That's what I'm saying. You just assume it. Like something. You're just assuming that sex is just going to be great. That you're just going to jump into great sex. That's not.
No, I'm not assuming that, but I'm not also assuming that it should be a JAM or GCSEs or A level. You know what I'm saying?
But the truth of it is that you got to teach people. You got to teach people what you like. That's the truth. Like to tell people that
you know what this is, right? Take me back to high school, right? How you have the textbook approach and you have the practical approach, right? That's what it's taking me back to, right? So you have they give you the book will tell you, the equation, solve this formula, and they just give you the answer. It's equals to 1/4 squared. But nobody knows how we got to 1/4 squared. That's exactly what it is. Because you guys are making it feel like, it's all good. You can do this. It's easy. You can do this. I've seen people lose their wives, bruv. They've lost their chicks because they listen, bro. So it's like this is taking me back to counseling. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been to counseling, and guess what? I've been to marriage counseling, right? Guess what? They do most of the talking. And I was always wondering why. Why was it that all the marriage counselors do most of it? They tell you how it seemingly should be. They're not listening to people. You people are telling people how it should be.
That's a bad counselor. That's what that is.
No, that's the general counseling. But I've heard them speak. So now it's almost like you guys are telling me, this is this, the world is this, that. Bro, man is losing chicks, bro. Chicks are losing guys. There's that hidden thing. It's like, let's be real. Your baby's not giving you well, your guy's not giving you well. Tell them. What's going on? Okay, let's not even talk about porn. Porn is probably it's a sinful nature, which I still feel like if two married people are watching porn, it's not sinful. But that's a debate for another day. But if it's a sinful thing, teach her. Okay, tell her. I want this one. The next thing now is that the girl is going to say, who have you been practicing this on? How did you know this? Let's talk about this. I've seen people that come to me and said, the husband, the wife said, you've never done this with me before. Who are you? Who is teaching you this?
the reality, but the reality of it is that there ain't many versions. I mean, like, there's a lot of versions out here, but the reality of it is that I don't know about over there, but this is what I tell men all the time, the men over here, because sometimes for somewhere reason, a lot of men be thinking the woman only supposed to have 3 sex partners. Any woman that's at least 25 years old, best believe she has at least 10 sex partners. At least 10 sex partners. And so that's a reality. You got to be like, the reality of it is that.
No, but any guy that by default thinks that a woman of 25 has only had 3 sex partners is probably coming from the planet Pluto. It is not living. What
I'm saying is if your spouse is able to do something that you like, why does it matter where they learned it? You like it, enjoy it.
No. That's what I'm saying, though. You see, it now becomes a thing of ego or, emotions. I see a lot of people, they've not explored themselves sexually. You know what I'm saying? Because especially ladies, they don't want to seem like freaks in the bed in the first part of their marriage or 1 year. They now start getting crazy. The guy's like, which man is teaching you this? Where have you been? The guy's going on business trips for 1 week. He comes back. The woman is a tigress in the bed. The guy starts thinking, The time she didn't pick up a call at 2 a.m., she was probably nursing the kids to sleep. Who was she with? And you have complicated issues, secondary issues.
I hear you, man. And so, like,
you're saying, what about Asna's?
Sorry, I got added. I was just telling you to add Mommy Chidov because I'm thinking.
Can I add up to how many people?
You can add only 4 people.
Oh, you can only add. Yeah, I think you should add Mommy.
But I can come down.
No. Biggie should not come down. I really like what she's saying.
She's here to treat your matter.
Let Biggie stay, and Idris is the speaker of the day. So Idris is saying, Biggie is saying.
No, Lush cannot go. Lush is the host, so she can't. If she ends
Nobody is going.
Nobody's going, but Lush, I think you should add Mama Chidog. Because what I want to talk about will be on the love issue. When you guys were talking about,
you can still go back to that.
Okay, on the love issue. You were talking about love being emotional or not. Let me tell you, love is emotional. Love is not the foundation of marriage, okay? The only thing is that we do have different kinds of love. We have agape love. Agape love is the only love that is not emotional. And only God has that love. And we, as humans, we can practice it because it's a law by God. He said, love your neighbor as yourself. And he even gave us the command to love our enemies, okay? But we do have different kinds of love. One of it is what they call, I don't know if you guys, let me quickly check, because when you guys are talking about, one is called, it's a brotherly love. You know, the love you have for your siblings, you cannot sleep with your siblings. You understand? So that is the brotherly love. You have filial love. Filial is a fleshy love, whereby I can tell you that I love you, really, I might not love you. And that is the kind of love that most of us share in our marriage. That doesn't mean I will die for you. If you come telling me to die, I'm not going to die for you no matter how much I love you. They have stereo love, which is the friendship love. That is the love you share with your friends. And then we have agape love, which is the divine love. It will take you a very step closer to God to actually possess that agape love. Most of us don't have it. I'm struggling with it. It is a law that we are, when there's a law, there's a sin. So we live with it. We try to live with it, but we are not perfect. We are not God. So it's very difficult to live out that kind of love with our spouse. But does it actually exist? Yes. But let me now tell you one thing. There's one thing you have to know about God. I'm not God. I don't know much about him because it's difficult to understand. Even though God loves the children of Israelites, but there was a time he was against them. What is that telling? He loves them.
What I was telling Idris.
God cannot change, but that love can actually and be like, you know what, you did something wrong, I'm done. That is why you see people coming for marriage counseling. They want to go through divorce, and they will tell you this. They will say, I used to love him, but now I'm done with him. Love is a chemical reaction. It comes and it goes. Why would you love your husband and still fight your husband? Why would you call them names? if it's really, you have agape love. Can we have it? Yes, we can have agape love, but it's very difficult to have. So that's all I want to say. At this point, add another woman. Another woman. I think these two guys, they are making good points.
Mama, I have a question for you.
Okay, what's the question?
Remember in the Bible, God said we should, the men should love their wives as Christ loved the church.
Yes.
Christ loving the church is unconditional love, right?
Yes.
And God is saying that you should love your wife unconditionally.
Okay, let me give you an example.
So like Idris said, God cannot tell you to love unconditionally if he doesn't want us to.
He wants us to, but we are human.
Why are you saying that there's no man can love unconditionally?
I did not say so. I said it takes time. You can have it, but
very hard.
It's very hard to have.
Not everybody can.
It's not that you
but
cannot
does it exist?
Yes, it does. It does.
Because Bigel is saying
love
that there's nothing like unconditional love, right?
No, I didn't say that. I said there's agape love. Agape love is the divine love. It's the unconditional love. It exists.
Right.
Yeah.
It's only that it's difficult. It's difficult because let me tell you, let me use spouses. If they fight each other, at that time they are fighting, they still love each other, but at that time the chemical reaction, the emotion is changed. The chemical is imbalanced. So at that time they are fighting, they cannot love each other at that time. But does it exist? Yes, it does. For example, I don't know what to use as an example, but I've seen people that actually share agape love. Do I share it? Sometimes. I do.
Think about
and
this,
that is why we keep asking for the grace of God. Every day you wake up, you ask for the grace of God to pull you through.
It still goes back to the belief system that Idris was talking about.
And so I want you to think about this. Like here it is that like this, the whole Bible is about God coming inside. It's all about how much access you give him inside to live out. That's what the whole Bible is about. And so think about it. Even when Jesus addressed divorce, he said that Moses permitted divorce because you hardened your heart, because you did that. Like, so what he's saying is that because you decided to harden your heart, not that God hardened your heart. God thing is, no matter what you face, if you invite me in, I'm going to get you through it. And so, like, this really is a matter of how much are you going to allow God to move in your life.
Exactly. That's the truth.
Yes, you are right.
That's really what. So, like, you can limit God based off of how much you harden yourself.
Yes,
but if you give God free access, then unconditional love can reign.
Yes, you are actually right, Idris. What you're saying is perfect, and I did not disagree with either of you. Both of you have your points. The only thing is that we need to clarify that there are different kinds of love. That way you know what kind of love you're sharing with your spouse. But do we share unconditional love? Yes, we do. If God forbid, if the armed robbers came to the house, will you die for your spouse? That is an unconditional love. If you can die for her, then you have agape love.
Right.
If that's how Jesus did. He died for us.
And I'm telling you,
what you were saying that like love, like a marriage is just not summed up of love. Like I said, like communication plays a part. But we was talking about like can somebody unconditionally love, and that's all I was saying, that you can unconditionally love because God says I'm going to come inside and live inside of you. So you are able to unconditionally love. Now, when it comes to a marriage, you need love, you need communication, you need understanding. All things the Bible tells you to get. It tells you. Yeah,
those are the ingredients, the spice that makes it sweeter.
Because you have knowledge.
They are not the foundation of marriage. The foundation of marriage is knowledge. That's the foundation of marriage. Remember in Proverbs chapter 4 or 5, it says that I think it talks about understanding, wisdom, and knowledge. That is what you find in a house. So for you to have a good marriage, that's the main thing you need. You don't actually need, because love comes and goes sometimes. And that is why people divorce. If they have agape love, they will not divorce. But actually, I came after Biggie on the porno thing. I think porno is not good because when you watch another woman and man doing that and you learn it, how do you take it out of your memory How do you take it out from your brain, what you feel?
But I'm saying, but the question is, are you okay with your spouse thinking about another woman while they're having sex with you?
Oh, God forbid bad thing. No. No. You got to think only about me.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. But
this
as
is
a man,
what I'm saying, though.
Again, you're spoiling us.
It's possible.
No. You don't think about nobody. That is the mental. The mental.
Go to listen to me, right? Listen to me. It's right. Listen, a guy, a girl watching porn, right? And you have to understand that the way you marry your wife because there's some level of attraction to her. You don't just marry who's not attracted to you. Let's be real. So there's that level of attraction. You carry that energy. You see, people are looking at it at face value. No, I'm looking at it from skill value, from what we're learning, right? So this is practical. So you have to take that. I'm not saying you should constantly watch porn. I never said that. Let's be real. I've not said that. I said if you're having problem, a counselor abroad would. I'm not lying to you. If you know this, let's leave spirituality out of this. If you go to see a counselor and you're having sexual problems, they in 9 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 will ask you guys. Have you guys
that's kind of hard. I can't do. Everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual.
That's
everything moves itself from the spiritual to the physical.
But guess what, though? Everything is spiritual. Thank you very much. Everything is spiritual. But how do you now balance that? Everything is spiritual. Are you going to kill everybody that's not spiritual because you're spiritual? Or life spiritual?
You see, people are entitled to their own belief system. Religion, let me tell you one thing.
We all have our own. About what he's thinking of, as long as he's practicing with me.
Thank you.
No, to me, religion is what you practice. It all depends on you. I'm not going to impose my own religion on anybody.
Let me say something golden, right? Let me say something golden, right?
But even with
you know what's hurting me the most? Let me tell you what's hurting me the most. I saw this guy almost split up. And guess what? The lady is such a good girl. Like, it's very hard to see good girls in the 20th century. And I can say, from my own part, right, I can tell that this girl is trying to all this. The only problem was sex. I said, bro, how can this be the problem that will make you crush your marriage? I told the guy, I said, how can you allow sex to crush your marriage? Oh, if she doesn't, I will have another child. I'm like, dude, you're thinking too much. People watch porn. Now, hold on. I feel very great. I feel like I've done a good job. As a matter of fact, I feel like I've done the Lord's doing by saving that marriage. Because at the end of the day, they did this, right? They did this, and since then, for 2 years, this is 2 years in April, they've had no problem. They don't still watch porn, but did it say their life there?
How do you know they don't still watch porn?
That is what they said, and guess what? It's not my opinion. They still do. If they still do, then
majority of people in this world can't handle porn. I think the reality of it is porn. Majority of the people in this world can't handle porn. A majority, because porn is one big fantasy world. And some people can't come back from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
addiction, right?
Yeah, I give you a prime example. Here in America, in Atlanta, this one guy just shot and killed 8 people because that was the place where he was going to go have sex with Asians. And he said he had a porn problem. And so he said, I wanted to get rid of my temptation. So he went and killed.
That's not the reason why. No, the Asian sharpshooting.
And so what I'm saying, I'm just giving you an example of somebody what just recently happened in America. The dude, he had a
Asian massage parlor.
Yeah,
that's not the reason why.
Lush, put Mommy Chidos.
That's not the reason why.
Let me go out. That's what he said.
He had a problem predominantly with Asian people. First of all, that was the primary reason before anything else. It was a race thing, you know that.
That wasn't a race issue. It wasn't a race issue. That man said he had a porn problem. He had an addiction problem, and so he wanted to kill his temptation.
What sounds better? Porn problem or race issue?
I'm telling you, that wasn't a race issue.
Okay. There were other people there, but he killed only bro. Okay.
Well, I'm saying, but a lot of people. I think this is the problem that like people have these issues. Like there are a lot of murderers and a lot of rapists that will say porn led me down this way, and we laugh, and a lot of times people laugh at them, but they are being serious. Like they are like, think about this. When you are watching porn, there's no limits to where your mind can go. Like that is an open door to I don't know if you believe I don't know if you believe in the demonic, but that is an open door. That is an open door to the demonic realm.
It's an open door for coming lust, yes.
Hey, Mama.
Think about even like I'm always gonna speak from a biblical point of view. Like the Bible says, cast out high imaginations. If you want a high imagination, rest of your porn is gonna bring you.
Hello, people.
Hello,
how are
Mama.
you? Hi, Idris.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hi, DJ. Is it Biggie or Beanie?
Begin. It's a
Begin. Hey. Okay, Mama in the house. Let's the show begin. Okay, Idris, I have been listening to you. You are, how do I say it, vast in experience, wisdom, and you have spoken so well. DJ.
Thank you.
I'm in the world, right?
No. You're doing a good job. I understand your point. I understand what you're saying. Now, let me touch upon this. I am no expert on anything about sex. However, I have been married for 35 years, and something must be working.
Definitely.
Now, let me shed a light on some things. Now, when you say something about compatibility being a process, state of mind, it's true, though. You have to have that process and the expectation, communication, and all that. So Idris is right. Now we go into talking about whether, I think, was it something whether about love should be conditional or unconditional. I think that's a basic thing that we're having something over. Now, I believe that love is unconditional. And let me explain this to you. In a marriage, let me draw my strength from those of us that believe in the Bible. You cannot in one hand go, oh, I believe in the Bible, I believe in God, I trust God. And when it comes to the other thing, you go, no, I don't trust him no more because it's not working. You have to trust God all the way. Now, let's go with marriage. God loved us unconditionally. But also remember, there are times that God chastises us because we have gone astray. So is marriage. When you love your spouse unconditionally, it doesn't mean that you don't get in fights. No, you do get in fights. Just like we get in fight with God sometimes and we disobey God and God go, okay, get out of my sight for now. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't love us. He calls us back and forgives us and keeps loving. So is marriage. Let me tell you another reason why I believe that God love is unconditional. Look at a mother. There are some kids, some children that you look at and you go, oh my God, this is a child only a mother should love. Now, if you have the heart to love that child, what stops you from loving your spouse? Don't forget, God has joined you together. Marriage is the only thing that we agree that God has joined together. You give birth to your children. Your mother gives birth to you. So your family by blood. Marriage is the only thing that God has joined together. So if God has so much joined you together, that means that God wants you to go ahead and practice that unconditional love that he has so much taught you. So why deny him that? Why come and go, oh, when I get mad, when I do this, it's okay to be mad. We're human. Be mad, but please do not crucify or kill your spouse in the heat of anger. Be mad. Sometimes I get mad at my husband. I go, oh, my God. And sometimes I go, why did I marry him? Lord have mercy. And I fix him food. I do everything. I go, that's your food. And we eat together all the time. And he knows when that happens to give me my space. And also, there are sometimes he feels like killing me too. And he look at me, I don't even know why I married you because you have nasty attitude. But guess what? When it's all over, I am still his number one babe, and he is still my number one man. He's way above my father, and I'm way above his mother. We're all each other have, because don't forget, we are the only thing that God has put together, and it's called marriage. So don't diss that. So I believe in unconditional love in that sense. But now let me go back to DJ. He's thinking love is conditional because he's thinking, hey, if my wife pisses me off, or if I piss her off, hey, what is the unconditional thing there? I can go marry another wife. And guess what?
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. But if you do it on that condition, like, okay, I can't handle because it's conditional on something. What will it be conditional on? Why can't you give it your all? Just like Christ gives you his all. Don't forget, always remember, those are the only two things he joined together. The other things, relationship that you have is either by birth or inclination. But marriage is born out of love. So why should it be unconditional? You learn to live by it. You learn to live with it. You have your fights and you make up. That's why it's unconditional. We're no perfect beings. No, nowhere near perfect. But you have to deal with what you have. Now, you want me to go into something else like porno and all the other good stuff? Or just wait? Anybody have any questions for me before I go into all the other funny stuff?
Mommy, just we'll come and go. We revisit.
Okay, now let's talk about porno. Some of you probably start looking, oh my God, this old woman, what does she know about porno? Now, pornography, like anything in life, is something that you can either take or leave. You will not compel. Just like we're talking about going to see a specialist when you have marital problems. Some of us have never visited specialists. But we have marital problems. We know how to handle them. So sometimes when you marry someone and both of you agree that, hey, pornography can help you, watch it together. Learn from it. And I understand it. People say, oh, when he's making love to me, I want him to be thinking about me. Who cares about what you're thinking? I'm not seeing what you're thinking as long as you're practicing on me. Don't go practice with somebody else.
Mommy.
No, you can fantasize on. I'm not seeing your fantasy. I mean, the woman is true.
I could have said it better.
No, you can be fantasizing and thinking, oh my God, Beyonce looks so good. Look at her bum bum. I don't care. I'm not seeing your head. But just practice on me, sweetie. Let me just, So that's the way. I'm making Miss Lush blush. I'm sorry, bad mama. But that's the truth, though. So you can't go into people's brain and preempt. You cannot preempt what I'm thinking. And let me tell you something. What stops you, the woman, from when you're doing whatever with your husband, thinking, oh my God, he has body like Denzel Washington. He's not seeing you. Just give it to him. That's all that matters. The feeling. Let him feel you. Nobody sees each other. You cannot swear to me and go, I don't have those thoughts. Oh, no, honey. Like I said, you're not God. You ain't God. You're not perfect. So let them be. But the key thing is practice with me. Show me. Tell me. Explore my body. And let me explore yours. We're what each other. Both of us have to do our thing. Whatever you're thinking at the moment, I don't care. As long as you're showing it and giving it to me, that's all that matters.
Questions?
Are we there?
No.
Idris, did that make any sense into what you were saying? Because you're the expert here. I'm just trying to touch up on things.
You spoke with much wisdom.
And, a lot of wisdom came out. And you see, where I had a problem, where I was at the crossroad, you took me right over there, right?
I think the reality of it is that I would never tell somebody like you're going to get married and not think about other people. That's not possible. Can you bring your mind back to the reality of I'm with my spouse?
Yeah.
So you can.
Because there are many other things she's bringing to the table that top that.
Yes. And another thing, before I conclude, though, another thing that I'm going to tell you, Idris touched it, and I loved when he said, please encourage your man. Women, I know your man goes, oh, I like the way you dress. Come on, talk to your man. Tell him, before he leaves for work, kiss him. Go, hi, honey, you look good today. Oh, my God, I like this jacket. I like this something on you. Go get them. I know you can do this. I mean, it really helps him go out there. And sometimes, believe me, when I do that, my husband texts me and go, thank you very much for the pep talk. Guess what? When I talked to my client today, I was thinking about you, thinking, yes, she's going to be proud of me. And that's what, I mean, I'm serious. It helps them. Don't go, oh, man has ego. Man has it. No. Coming from you, it feels different. Talk to him. Praise him. I mean, it's not just when he's making love to you. Little things that he does. It feels the way he opens the car doors, anything that he does. Just tell him, my sweetie, thank you for opening the door for me. Thank you. I mean, those little accolades goes a long way. No marriage is perfect. It has its ups and downs. But guess what? What you make your marriage is what it's going to be. Put in time. Make time for your partner. That's the key. Don't give up. Unless it's a useless marriage. Because there are some useless marriages. That's a topic for another day.
If it's a useless marriage, explain.
No, that's a topic for another day.
That's a topic for another day. That's a whole big thing. Let's leave it alone. DJ agrees with me. You see, we're in sync here.
Listen, when you came online, I felt like, oh, Mama's about to crucify me because.
No.
But you
no,
see,
Mama, don't do that.
I like responsible answers. I like pragmatic answers as well. You know, don't just people like to throw things to the wind, like throw things and just hang it there. That place you said and you threw it to, who's going to bring it out from there when you want to continue talking about it? So there's a safe haven people, especially spiritual people. They just say things and hang it there, right? Like, and I'm like, no, you can't say that and hang it there. Let's continue. You can't just quote the Bible for me without me telling you, oh, what happens after? You know what I'm saying? So,
Golden View, we're going to deal with that next time, the useless marriage. Don't mind them. We'll bring them out. We'll show who they are next time. Golden View, I can see your...
I just like the fact because I was starting to feel funny, like, okay, because Idris said something, and Love said something, how am I sure they still don't watch porn? And I'm like, man, I never thought about that. You know, like, I never asked him like that. Like, he just told me once, and I've never really revisited it to ask him, oh, do you guys still watch porn? But guess what? It's none of my business. We're still together. These people make me feel uncomfortable. This is people who could never hold hands in public. They kiss in public. They make me. Do you understand? They make me feel like.
But I'm not sure that it's only porn that made them to start. Started holding hands in public and all of that.
Porn. There are other things, but guess what? At that point in time, it's just like a soccer player that is on the field. He has fallen down. He needs that cold compress spray. You can bring stretcher later, but for him to continue the match, give him that quick spray on his foot. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. At that point in time, did that action help? It helped. There are other things that could have been. They might have found God.
But then it's not always a one shoe fit all type thing. Like a lot of people are not. The reality of it is that in this world, a lot of people are not mentally strong.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times that, like, a lot of people, I'm going to say based off of my experiences, based off of me just talking to people all around the world, I hear there's more, and even with my own personal life, there's more bad experiences with porn. I'm not saying that there are some people out there that can look at the porn, take it, and use it in their marriages. But I'm going to say majority of people, you got to be mentally strong to be able to handle something like that. Everybody's not mentally strong.
And you have to, the key thing though, Idris, the key thing with that is both of you have to agree. Some people are addicted to porn. That's a different thing. Addiction, in any sense, whether it be it alcohol, drug, addiction is period. The fact that people get addicted to alcohol doesn't mean that people don't drink alcohol. So we're not going to look at the addicts to condemn the whole thing that most people benefit from watching porn. If porn will help your marriage, so be it. But do it together, though. Don't go. See, I don't like the sneaky porn watching people that go behind, watch porn all day, do their thing, and then come look at their wife and go, I'm not interested. No, that's a sin. If you want to do it together, you both do it together to enhance your sex life. You agree on it. That's okay.
You know, there's some tutorials that actually show you how to make love to your wife or husband. There's a thin line between that and porn.
Yeah, so you can do that together. You can agree to do that together. But the addiction part is it's wrong. Just like drinking is wrong. When you're addicted to alcohol, it's wrong. So that's just what I'm saying. Yeah.
Even to probably bring the conversation back to the foundation of sexual incompatibility. Like the word says that I give you all things to enjoy. Yeah. So and when you enjoying something, like I said, explore. And the problem is, like you were saying, DJ, with your friend was, and within 3 weeks, he just said, "Oh, this ain't working," and it's just like he didn't have the patience.
He hasn't even tried. Yeah, so, I'm still exploring. It has been 35 years. I still explore.
And so that's what I'm saying.
So you don't stop. Yeah.
Perfect example. 35 years in, still exploring. He 3 weeks in. 35.
He hasn't seen nothing yet. He hasn't seen nothing yet.
Your friend no try at all.
Idris, he hasn't seen nothing yet.
He hasn't probably, but now he's seen 2 years. So times are different.
That's a big difference.
Times are different. Guess what?
Yeah.
I gotta congratulate you on 35 years of marriage, because that is no joke, right? In this year, in this time, if you've done more than 7-8 years in Nigeria, I gotta also congratulate you.
Bravo! Yeah, a year. Bravo!
8 years is like 15 years back there right now, because people are just divorces are pop. Yo, divorce lawyers are making so much money right now. People are popping up. Everybody's
hard.
Everybody's going.
I think at the same time, like I said, but like Jesus said, you harden your heart. You harden your heart to that. And so, like, it wasn't that God couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
You harden yourself to that.
It's a heart-hardening thing.
But you know that Mommy has just said that useless.
But that's the first thing I said on here was expectations. You got to be prepared. Like some of your expectations, you are going to be disappointed in marriage. You're going to be disappointed in life. And so, like, if you think that everything is going to cater to you and everything is going to pan out just the way you want it, you're lying to yourself.
Have you guys said something about the size thingy?
The what?
Size thingy, like size matters, size don't matter.
Yeah, somebody was saying somebody asked a question on that. What if it's the size that's the problem, but he's a great man? He's a great man, but the size is the problem.
DJ, you want to chime in on that?
I think we spoke about that.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I just, because I looked up for a minute there, so I had some guests. Okay. So you guys have already dealt with that, so I'll just leave that alone.
No, Mama, we want to hear from you. Does it
matter?
matter?
What, size?
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I made a comment in the comment section when someone said that it's not the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog. So, that's true, though, because, I mean, what has size got to do with it? Because there are so many ways to skin a cat. Okay? So gone are the days where you have the bam wham, you just go in there and you get out and that's it. If your man has a little tallywaka and you think, hey, he cannot satisfy me sexually, like, there are other ways to satisfy a woman. It's not just by going and coming out. There are other ways you can satisfy your wife. So the size doesn't really matter. How does it feel your body? How does it make you feel? There are other ways to do that. Just teach him, show him. Let him know your body. Let him study your body. Apart from just getting in there and getting out. Okay? Yeah. So once you teach him that, you realize that size doesn't really matter, that as long as you are concerned and make him know that, honey, you are bigger than all. I don't care. What has size got to do with it?
The people who have very who are very big and don't even know how to use it. So.
Size is just an illusion. I'm honest. It's an illusion. Just like people with muscles. What has muscle got to do with anything? Muscle won't put no food on my table. No, I'm just.
Mama, you prefer pot belly to muscle?
Girl, I don't care if you have pot belly and you're kind and you can do something. That's fine. Just promise you.
Mama, I wish I was born 35 or 50 years ago, man. You know.
No, there are people still. I'm telling you, most women are not after, six pack, da. No, you have to. Let me tell you, when you meet a man, there are some things you're looking for, and there are things they're looking for in you, and it's all about potential and compatibility. Not just, do you have muscle? Can you do it? Because sometimes, to be honest with you, you have known someone long enough to even go to bed and do all that and find out whether they have little tallywhacker or ruler-size tallywhacker. Who cares about that? What if you have the biggest tallywhacker and you can't even function? You can do nothing. You can't think. You don't have brain power. What can tallywhacker do for me? I'd rather go buy a toy and use that. Come on. So don't get mama started now. Don't get mama started. That's the truth, though. That's the truth. So, come on. So, ladies, stay away from this tallywhacker size and all that, and be realistic. Okay?
No, I think the one about Lost, when you were saying about pot belly and all that, the girls know that. Trust me, they know that if you have six packs and you don't have money. We used to call them Tyrone. I don't know if you know what they call Tyrone. When they say Tyrone, it's a stereotypical name for people who are deadbeat and just have muscle, who go to the gym every day. Nobody wants that. But, I mean, I'm not saying nobody can be healthy.
Yeah, but... But
okay, please, somebody's asking what is tallywhacker.
Lamzi, I'm so sorry. I haven't started. I'm just getting warmed up. Lamzi_B. Okay, you said tallywhacker?
Yes, what's that?
You guys don't know what tallywhacker means?
No.
Of course they know what it is. Don't mind that.
You guys know.
They know what it is. They're winding you up. They're winding you up.
You guys don't want, said mama here talking about penis.
Okay.
Idris is scratching his head like, okay.
But a lot of that stuff, like muscles and all that stuff is tied to fantasy, man. And I think that, I think that movies, a lot of these TV series and movies did us a disservice because they sold us fantasies. Think about it. When the movies, think about it.
In Nigeria, they know that. In Nigeria, the girls know that. Trust me. You guys in ATL, you guys are just catching up, knowing that that's all fantasy. In Nigeria, the girls been knowing that for a long time. They know that chest and muscles pull down on head. If you don't have cash in your pocket.
Yeah, then sometimes I don't know. Like, it might be a little bit different over there, but like I usually when I talk to people in Nigeria, I say like the American system is a little different. Like over here, you have more couples that come together and build wealth. Like you have two broke people and they build wealth in America.
Yeah, Idris, I live in California. I've been here for about 40 years now. 40 years. 40 years.
Yeah, so you understand, like in America.
Well, I got it down.
Like people come here and they be broke together, but they build wealth.
That's how it works. Yeah, that's how we started. So we all did that.
But let's not start with that because so many girls don't want to do that right now.
They do though. Listen, they do, but you guys spoil them because guess what? If I can have a choice of having a guy that's gonna give me millions to sleep with them, shit, I don't want no broke ass boy.
That's the norm. Nobody this part of town.
Hey, but like I will say that, like I think more.
You said building.
I think if a woman.
Did you say building? Build wealth together. Those people, Nigerian girls, very few are building wealth together. Very short, 0.001% are building wealth.
That because like I think it's a mentality. Like if you knew if that woman knew that man loved her without a shadow of doubt, I think she would not have no problem building wealth with him. But I think it's a matter of, do you really love me?
True. I like that. Because men just want to have their way and go. True.
But yeah, you know, that's something to you. Most Nigerian, well, most men are not serious, so the girls don't really trust you also. So it works both ways. Most of our young men, I have 2 sons. Most of you guys are just not too serious about settling down and doing things. So the girls are like kind of skeptical. So I mean, if you are honest with them, they will be honest with you. Because most girls don't want already made man. You have to have potential, though.
Yeah.
Mama,
and working at that potential.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one. Idris, I'm going to disagree with you on this one. In this part of the world, right? Now, you understand something, right? I started a topic on Clubhouse, right? Called transactional sex, right? We had over 362 people on that TV, and only 2 females were of the opinion that why should I have to I work for my days, I do this, I do that, and that's a simple representation. And I know some people on this line are not like that, so this is not putting anybody under the bus. Before they start writing stuff, it's not.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
You're breaking up.
I said I know that everybody on the line is not like that, so I'm not going to start saying all Nigerian girls are. But
no.
If you do the ratio and do 362 over 2, that's a very definite number, right? To see that people, you have to understand that Nigerian men, let me tell you something. This is how I look at it. Idris, please listen to this very well, right? I've lived in America. I grew up in London. I know exactly how we used to act back in the days when we were girls, right? So I'm going to go back 20 years. It used to be who could dance in the club. You wait for the R&B section of the club at the end of the night. Who's the best dancer? Who's got suave? Who could talk the best lyrics? You're with a girl, right? But now it's about purchasing power parity. Who get money? You understand what I'm saying? And now Nigerian men have been very, very used to throwing money on these females. Why would a female wake up and say, why should I go through the stage of cutting somebody? Where does he live? He's living in a one shack apartment. Not even up to a shack. He's living so these people want it easy. Now you have to understand, like what Idris was saying is what we're used to. So right now, you still have many girls, because you said no. I'm going against what Chida said, what Mama said. That is not true. No. There are more girls who do not want. They don't care about building with a man. That building you said is fantasy. It's fallacy to them. There's no building. They just want to come and get sorted out. If you go to all the blogs, our social blogs every day, you see comments there. That's a true representation of how the mentality of Nigerians are. So nobody wants to build anymore. Everybody wants a ready-made, and they don't understand stuff. The ready-made that you see knows who was with him when he had nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Can I?
But again, whose problem is that? Who
it's the men's problem. It's the man. I'm not disagreeing. It's the men's problem.
Let me try.
Throwing out these things. They out of inadequacy, they were throwing out money. So it's the men's fault. I'm not blaming the women. I'm blaming the men.
Okay. Let me chime in. I understand what you're saying. However, I think the only thing wrong with that is remember what I said. The men created this monster, but you cannot generalize, because when there's something that we say in law, when you have this thing of generalization, you're just making it full of an ass of you and me, right? So we're not going to generalize and say, okay, Nigerian women or Nigerian young girls and all that. Also remember that most Nigerian young girls have the economic power to be independent. Now, the question becomes, are most men willing to go into a relationship with a woman that is with such economic ability and power, that has that independence? Are men ready? I mean, Nigerian men, because American, I know here in America it's no big deal. Are Nigerian men ready for that? Or are they still hang up on, oh, I'm the man, I will I will control my wife. I will spend the money. I will bring. She just sits there at home and do what I said. You see, that's another problem that we have with our Nigerian men. You spoil them. You want to keep them that way. You hold them hostage with money. And then you start crying bloody murder. Come on. Let's face reality. Let's be realistic. Now, in my Nigerian accent, when you spoil up, you carry the baby where you spoil. You guys go to high schools, all these rich men, and spoil these girls with money, and then you expect them to graduate from college and now marry poor men? How is that possible? So stop sneaking around and going to their high schools and giving them money. Let them suffer. Let them go through the proper channel growing up. And then face the reality.
Are you men listening? Listen, no men, no.
Yeah, face the reality that they're going
to.
Big N, I hope you didn't do that or you're not doing that.
No,
and then face the reality.
Boy, Mama.
Good. Okay. And face the reality that, hey, because I don't understand. When a grown man, a 50-something-year-old man, will go to a high school and start showering an underage girl, a pedophile. He goes there, gives her 100,000, 200,000, 1 million naira. And this girl, you expect her, when she now graduates from college, to go look for a man that makes 50,000 a month? Come on. You men are the ones spoiling these girls. They should stop.
They created the monster.
Yes, you create the monster, now you're crying. So leave them alone to grow up. Yes. Don't just stop doing that. So when they grow,
since my audience been growing in Nigeria for the last 3 years, the one thing I noticed was the number one topic that kept coming up was money for sex with a lot of the women. I was just like, my God, like everything was, hey, I got this older man and I got this money he offered me. Every woman, I would say 95% of the women I helped in Nigeria was always involved with money and sex.
That was the line. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. The men are the adults. These are kids. The men are the adults. Just when your minor child does something and you go, no, it's their problem. No, it's your problem. When they become adults, it's their problem. And they have to grow up by what you instill in them. When I was in high school, no man comes to take me out and give me hundreds of dollars or naira. No. Yeah. So when I grew up, when I wanted to get married, I was looking for someone go, okay, we have to start from this point and grow together. But if you're already giving them millions, what is she going to do with a college graduate like her that makes 50,000 a month? That's not fair. So these men should stop spoiling these girls or taking advantage of these innocent girls and then later in life start crying bloody murder. That's not fair. You created the monster. You live with them. Now Mama have to put on her glasses. Can I go now?
Any more questions for Mama? How I wish I was born 50 years ago from this generation. I swear.
No, don't wish that. You're doing great. You just have to do what you're given. But girls, young girls, please do not let this man exploit you and then turn around and start blaming you for being bad. Don't let them. Learn to tell them, no, I want to save myself. Not, I don't mean being a virgin, but I want to grow up with my fellow, like my age mates, people I can relate to later in life. Because these men already belong to somebody else.
Many ladies exited the chat room.
Oh, when I started saying this.
Many ladies have exited the chat room.
So they don't like what I'm saying?
See, listen, right? Like you said, the monster's out there. We created a monster. It is what it is. But you see, that's the order of the day. I blame them. I don't blame them. I would never blame them. I've never ever blamed anybody who gets money from the man. Consider him. That's the truth. Never. But guess what? You cannot turn a blind eye to it. It's happening. Idris, like you said, 95%. That just watches
Yeah, but that's not just.
Oh,
But that's not just a Nigerian problem. Like,
even
over here in America.
Yeah.
I have never seen sex sex is so easy to get and it's so cheap. I have never in my life seen nothing like this. Like sex, I know some girl. There's young women out here that's selling their body.
Let's really find the root cause, Mama. Listen, is that as a result of insecurities or inadequacies from the men? Why do you feel the need to just throw out money because it's easier for you to get a girl? Is that what's the underlying factor?
You know what? I think it's something that you call a fad. I think it's just a competition of who is going to get the youngest girl, who is going to get the prettiest girl, and once they found out that money talks, bullshit works, they started go, okay, my money can talk for me. And all these young boys that will end up marrying these innocent girls, they cannot compete. I have the money, so I'll flaunt the money and get the girl. So it's love for sale, not even love, infatuation for sale. Because the girls are infatuated with the money. They don't love this man. The men don't even care about them. They don't love them. Right. It's just the money. And then the girl, and another thing is the competition. The girl sees her fellow girls, let's say, for example, they're in the university together. They come home, they're all competing. Oh, guess what? I went on vacation to London last year. My sugar daddy took me. And the other one, guess what? By the time the year is over, is aspiring, looking forward to go to London, looking for a sugar daddy to take her. They want designer bags. They don't want to work for the designer bags. I didn't get my first designer bag till I put all my kids through university. So you have to wait, be patient. But girls these days, because the sugar daddies are spoiling them. So they get matured and grown before their time. Calm down. Whatever you were enjoying when you're 16, what are you going to enjoy when you become my age? You get bored with life. Mm-hmm. Just learn to tell this man, no, leave me alone. Don't do that to me. But I know that it's very hard for them because they are competing with the other girls also. And the men are also competing among themselves.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So you have a rich man who obviously you have a younger guy. He doesn't want to be on that same level. Why do I need to speak to money? Let my money do the talking, right? Mm-hmm.
That's it. So it's not right. It's on both sides, though. So mothers should start educating, telling their young daughters, look, don't worry about what these men are doing. Your body is just, what do I call it? They go home to their wives. I remember, though, let me say this. I remember when I was in high school in Nigeria, secondary school, when some of these married men come to me, because in my days, believe it or not, I was hot. Okay, that's the story for another day. And this old man, I was about 16 then. They will come to me, and I look at them straight in the eyes and go, you are so stupid. You want to mess with me and go back to your wife, because that was the only thing I was thinking about. You just want to take advantage of me and go back to your wife. So I wish our young girls would start doing that. Always remember that they're just there to take your innocence from you, and they will always go back to their wife. And sometimes even tell them, if you love me so much, introduce me to your wife. They will run away. Yeah. So the men should stop exploiting our young girls. And young girls, please, look to the young men to build your future with. Those men are already taken. Because you just end up being frustrated in life. Money is not everything. You can build well together with your partner. Believe me.
Thank you, Mama, for telling them. Let's clap for Mama.
Thank you, guys.
Bye,
Idris. Bye, DJ. Okay. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, Eddie. Let me out. Let me go.
Okay, Ma.
Okay.
It's kudos.
Big girl, you're learning, right?
Yeah, I learned, and it was very, very nice because I was stuck at one point in time. I didn't know how to translate my thoughts without looking like a devil, and she just literally soft landed it for me. So.
Okay. Any more questions, guys? So, for your information, I'm not in support of you doing porn. So that you don't go and say, oh, I learned out. They said we should do porn in Los I'm going to say you learned it from here.
Hey, she has to put that in.
Just for your information, you do Nigerians and there.
In Nigerians, DJ Big N says so. Big N says so. Healthy, and you learn a lot. But don't get it. Like every other person,
yeah. Well, like I said, expectation, process, communication, guidance, patience. Encouragement.
Yeah.
You need all if you want to.
Acknowledgement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got everything.
Yeah, I'm glad. But
list those four again. Sorry.
Yeah.
List them again. Idris. Said encouragement.
Expectation. Process. Communication. Encouragement. Guidance, and acknowledgement.
In what? In the marriage?
No, we discussed all these things.
Okay.
Sexual incompatibility thing.
Okay. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
I'm going to add you.
Be patient. Like, be patient, man. And you can have what you want.
Yeah.
Like, I just wrote a post about this yesterday in my text community. Sometimes, man, we want something, but it just takes a process.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we just frustrated that we just can't have it now. But like this something God said to me the other day. He's like I've realized that because I decided to keep myself up into marriage that taught me self-control, and now that I'm married, that same control is what helps me to maintain myself. But in the midst of me waiting, that's what built character was built up. And God said to me, if you didn't practice that during that time, your character wouldn't be what it is today. And a lot of times, character is built up in the process, the waiting patience. Like, think about David, King David. King David was anointed as to be king as a teenager. He wasn't king until he turned 30.
Yeah.
That was like a 15, 16-year process before he became king.
Developmental process.
And so you it's a process. You can't get frustrated with the process, but just know that you are on your way to what you are looking for. And so that's why most people give up. For real. Like, last year, I lost 48 pounds as far as working out weight-wise. I lost 48 pounds last year. Before that, I would work out, but I would give up. Because you know why? I would work out for a week or like a week and a half and then not see no results. And so I gave up. But so I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to look in the mirror. I'm just going to keep working out. And you know what happened? I didn't look in the mirror. I just said I'm gonna keep working out. Next thing you know, boom, I lost them 48 pounds. But you cannot most people, like when you're in the process, you can't keep looking. Like you're just constantly just looking. Oh, I don't got the results. Sometimes it takes time. I'm not just talking about sex. I'm just talking about life now.
Yeah.
It's a process. It takes time. And so don't get frustrated with the process.
I like that because that's actually speaking to me directly, because I've gone through so many things that I want. Like, I expect, because I know that this variable plus this variable is supposed to equals that, on paper, I'm always expecting it to click. So this thing you just said, if there's anything I'm going to take out from this life, that's directly to me. You were ministering to me right now. I expect things, oh, you know what? I put in so much work. I believe I should get this. I should be due this, right? Or I put in this amount of work in this relationship. I put in this amount of money in this, and I always expect with the delivery date. Do you understand? I should stop putting a delivery date. That's pretty much what you're saying, right? And just think about the process and put in the work more. You'll find out that when you put in more work, the results start coming in faster, right?
Right.
I like that.
Thank you.
And, like, it's a scripture that says, "Don't get weary in well doing, but in the proper season you will reap a harvest." But it says there's a proper season, there's a proper time, there's a time that's going to happen, but it might not happen in the time that you want it, but it's going to happen. And that's the mental battle we got to remind ourselves that it's going to happen. Might not happen in my time, but it's going to happen.
Thank you, Big Ed.
I'm out. Idris, nice one.
Good talking to you, man.
Okay. So, thank you, Idris, for any more questions, guys? This session was hot.
Oh, yes,
it was. Hot? Thank you, Idris. Thank you, Bigan, for bringing that part where, we're always preaching, but people are really going through stuff. Yeah? So, for being the realist, yeah. And thank you, Mommy Chida. Thank you, Golden Views. Thank you, everybody. Any more questions? Smart Compassion is saying that we should add him or her. Somebody is asking, how do two novices learn how to make love?
How do two novices learn how to make love?
Somebody is saying, okay, is porn watching better than an illegitimate sex?
And so I'm not sure I understood. Like, how do two novices learn how to make love? I'm not sure what she means by that, but oh man, I need a one-on-one. And so you say this live is saved. Right? So a lot of those topics we talked about. But like I said, the most important thing is that patience and communication is that you're not, and take away the expectation. Not take away the expectation, but know that you are going to be disappointed. I'm telling you, in life, in marriage, in marital sex, you're going to be disappointed, but it's okay. This is when the conversations start. This is where you start guiding your spouse on what you like and what you don't like. And so it's not over because you had one bad experience. And that's why I keep telling people, just because you have one bad experience does not mean that your life is terrible. Does not mean that your marriage sex life is going to be terrible. Just because it was bad at one time. You got a lifetime, especially if you're married. The importance of marriage is this. Marriage represents commitment. Marriage represents that you said that you want to be with me for the rest of my life. So we got the rest of our life to figure this sex thing out. Do it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the process.
It's all about process, guys. You don't go there and you jump out, so... Yeah. And it's going to take both of y'all to have a serving. I want to please this person, serving mindset.
Yeah.
How about that? How about both of you, if you married or whatever, how about you get a piece of paper and just write down, how can I serve you? And get 2 sheets of paper and just write out, how can I serve you? How can I please you? What do you like? Sometimes that helps. Sometimes seeing it on paper shows you that this can actually be achieved. Because sometimes when we don't see it, and sometimes when we don't see it on paper, sometimes it seems like a lot. So that's another thing I advise some of y'all to do. Get your spouse and write at the top of the paper, how can I please you? So if it's the top of the sex, how can I please you sexually? And write down the things that you like.
Yeah.
And start the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you, Idris.
No problem.
For doing justice to this topic.
Yeah,
we're going to call you again.
Hey, I'm available. I enjoyed my first time. This is my second time. I enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah.
And so this is a dope platform. I see that a lot of people are learning from you, and so you are doing a wonderful job. And so
thank you.
So I'm going to definitely be praying for you and your platform. I pray that it continues to grow because this is excellent.
Amen. Thank you. So, guys, we're going to say good night, everyone. Let's thank Idris. Let's clap for him. Everybody clap for Idris. We need to see those icons. It's only Chidov that is clapping. So thank you, guys. See you next week. Thank you, Idris. Regards to our wife, our new wife.
Yeah, that definitely will.
All right.
All right, have a good one.
Okay. Okay, so everybody, you heard it all from Idris. Expectations. A lot of times we have lots of expectations, process. We want the end result, but we don't put in the work. So there's a process in everything. So always choose the process and be patient. Marriage is commitment for a lifetime. You don't just go in and you want to come out. So you've got to have like a serving mindset. Like, how can I serve you? Do you understand? It's not about me, me, me. It's about the other person. How can you serve your partner? How can I make you happy? How can I love you? So don't get frustrated with the process. Teach your spouse how to treat your body. Be teachable you too. And communicate. And in communicating, don't make them feel bad. I'm sharing what I learned, and you guys should be writing down. And also, you encourage your spouse to do better. Be their cheerleader and all of that. And don't be afraid to guide them. If you want it faster, tell them. If you want it slow, tell them. If it's sitting right there, Idris said, you don't just say right there. Tell him where. And women love acknowledgement. A woman is an incubator. Whatever it is you give to her, she will spit it out to you. And Idris, again, what I learned, men are attracted to praise. I know that. We all should know that. So, sex is an expression of love, and love is emotional. Love is not emotional. Whichever one you choose. So I learned again from Chido, marriage is the only thing God joined. So love is unconditional. So, and again, it's not the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog. So I'm learning. So you guys, I'm here to learn. It's just a platform for all of us to learn and make sure that our marriage works. Marriage works. Marriage works. I will keep saying that, and I know that if you believe it, it's all about the belief system. So keep working in your marriage. It's not like a bed of roses. You just have to keep working, and follow the process. In due time, you get the results. Thank you, everybody. Good night. See you next week. Love you. Thank you. Bye. How do I go?